God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I think the first item on the agenda is the minutes. George, you okay with the?
I looked them over and checked them all out, didn't see anything, so I'll make, unless you saw something, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
And I'll second that. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you. New business, traffic signal modernization project. Bids. Jeff, do you want to, is this part of something you're doing, or, okay, any comments or no? Okay, thank you. Do you have anything? Okay, good.
We have one bid,
Thank you.
if it's 10:30.
It is.
Looks like this bid is from Michiana Contracting. Total base bid of $358,684.50.
Could you read that again, please?
$358,684.50.
Okay.
I noticed that was advertised twice, Jeff. Are you surprised we only got one bid, or is that fairly typical? No, you are surprised.
Jeff, I'd like you to come forward, please. Please give us an update on exactly what this is. I know we've heard about the signal and timing, and then also the structurally some issues. What specifically is this for the public? Thanks, Jeff.
This is Center Street and Buffalo Street signal modernization to put new poles, wiring, and control units in. We're in the process of doing all the signals downtown because we're finding they're from the 70s or older, depending on which part of the whole system we're looking at. Also, the downtown lighting is tied into that as well, which is having to be separated. We thought we would have 3 bids, we only have 1, so we need to take it under advisement and make sure everything's there.
Okay. Scott, do you have any
Well,
recommendations from Lynn?
I think we need to take it under advisement, obviously. I look at the engineer's original estimate for the base bid was $323,000 and change, so looks like it's, $35,000 ahead of the engineer's estimate bid, but I'm sure Jeff and Mr. Emons will take a look at it.
Okay.
And there's
see
a
what-
gentleman here too from Lawson's Fisher that,
Okay.
So we'll get copies of that out to them to take a look at, if we could take it under advisement, and approve it maybe at the next meeting.
A motion, George?
I'll move that we take it under advisement until the next meeting.
I'll second that. Any other comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda, sealed quotes for police utility vehicles. Is that correct?
he's asking to pursue quotes.
To pursue. Okay, Chief, please. Thank you.
Yes, this is just simply a request to pursue the sealed quotes from 3 dealerships, and then once we receive those, actually those quotes will be sent to the clerk's office prior to the next, to the 21st, the second Board of Works in June.
That would be the second Board of Works in June, yes?
Correct. Then that's when they will be opened in the public.
So must be in by June 21st at 10:30 a.m. And then we'll be opening them on that morning.
Correct.
Okay.
And we'll
Okay.
be offering obviously the local preference as the mayor's referred to in the past.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
I'll move that we allow the police department to pursue the quotes.
I'll second that. Any other comments? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, George. Street, road closure. Is Travis here? Yes. Okay, thank you, sir. We have your request in front of us, but if you could add to it, we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Certainly. I also have Lyle Schrock with me. He's on our board of One Warsaw. We're a newly formed not-for-profit organization here. I've got a copy of our 501c3 that we just got back here lately, if you'd like a copy of that. We're looking to do a festival-type event downtown for the community, and we're requesting to block off Center Street, basically the same area that the farmers market would be, to follow the farmers market on a Saturday. We've already requested permission from the county and have permission to block off and use the county lawn as well, but we need permission to use the Center Street as well as the City Hall parking lot. We're gonna have some food trucks, bouncy houses, family-friendly event. We'll have some performers, different, hopefully musicians, dancers, things like that. The theme will be inclusion and acceptance of all people sort of thing, and different types of, maybe similar to like the mayor's talked about the pierogi festival that happens up a little bit farther north. Something in line with that, with more than just different ethnicities, but different groups, inviting the not-for-profits in town, Cardinal, Beeman, Serenity House, those sorts of things to come out and just celebrate everybody coming together.
Did you say that you've already received approval from the county? Is that?
Yes.
You
I've
have?
submitted that to Ms. McSherry, and she's already approved the county
Okay.
lawn for the same date.
Okay. And then I'm seeing the road closure will be from, it's 2 PM to 10 PM?
That's the
And
request. The event, we were thinking of doing like a 6 to 8 around like food time, since we're gonna have food trucks.
Okay,
But I didn't know if it made sense to open it up in the middle of the day or just leave it closed after the farmer's market. You could potentially open it up for a little bit in the middle of the day if you'd like. I don't know if that is preferred, if that's easier or more difficult.
well, I'm seeing on your application here that you're wanting to close the road at 2. It'll reopen at 10, and the event, you have marked from 4 to 8.
Yeah, I wanted to
Okay.
leave us some flexibility potentially. I think it's probably not gonna take that whole time.
Okay.
But that, I just wanted to leave us a little bit of flexibility.
Okay.
If
Any
you'd like
other?
to narrow that, we can. And then as far as the insurance goes, whatever is required, we'll obtain quotes and obtain it.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure what the city's requirements were for that.
Any other comments?
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Were the police and fire departments, are they aware of this?
We have not, before we're notifying them yet, because we're waiting for this to determine what the location's gonna be, but we're planning on reaching out to them, planning on inviting them to come to the event as well, potentially have booths and all those sorts of things. I think that as far as any sort of approval process before coming to you, I believe Stacy handled that, and they were notified in regards to that. But we have not directly, our organization, coordinated anything with them, but we'll have law enforcement at the event for crowd control, things like that.
And it does look like not only the county property, but you're also wanting to use the lot back here as well. Part
Correct.
of that road closure.
Yeah, from
Okay.
the city hall parking lot, the street.
Right,
And then the courthouse lawn.
yeah, okay.
I think it'd be good for you just to keep it closed after the farmer's market at 2. Plus, as far as the insurance, our insurance agent requires us to have a certificate of liability from all the vendors you'll have, so some kind of proof of insurance.
Okay. Would there be possible to obtain an overarching policy that covers everyone, or each individual vendor is required to get their own? Or we can discuss details later with.
Yeah, I don't know. They just require a certificate of liability from vendors during events that are held on city
Okay.
property.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the department heads are aware of the request. Any comments from the public? Okay, thank you. George?
Hearing no comments, I'll make a motion, we accept the request.
Yes. I'll second that, and again, you're going to do diligence, you'll take care of everything else and help us, not only for your event, but also that we cover all our bases, okay? Thank you, sir. I seconded that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye? Okay, thank you. Motion's passed. Or the request is passed. Thank you. A grant agreement, award presentation,
First, we need to do the grant agreement.
okay? Help me out here then, Lynn.
Come on up, Susie.
Okay, thanks, Susie. Thank you.
Hi. So the Castaldi Family Memorial Fund is a designated fund held at the Community Foundation. And the purpose of that fund is to provide support funds to the city of Warsaw, restricted for the express and sole purpose of commissioning artwork as recommended by the Warsaw Public Arts Commission. With me is Stephanie Sawyer, a member of the Warsaw Public Arts Commission. And the Public Arts Commission is recommending a sculpture, the artwork, that is created by the artist Osman Aiken to be placed at the North Buffalo Street Plaza within 40 to 50 feet of the water feature known as the Castaldi Fountain. That's part of the North Buffalo Street renovation. The water feature is intended to be handicapped accessible, and the Castaldi family is really interested in that because Mr. Castaldi, Lawrence Castaldi, George, you might remember him, was a longtime community member who advocated for accessibility for all people. So the intention of the Castaldi family and the Warsaw Public Arts Commission is that artwork would be installed before October 31, 2019. So we have a grant agreement. This is a restricted grant. You did not apply for this. This is something that is coming from the Castaldi Fund for the city of Warsaw.
Sounds awesome. Receive a grant like this.
So just some additional information. So the way that would work is the Castaldi grant from the Community Foundation would be made directly to the city, and then the city would contract with the artist to produce and install the sculpture, and it'll be down there, like she said, next to the water feature and North Buffalo Street project. And we've got a contract from the artist, and we've got the fund agreement. I've looked it over prior to today. Both look really good, and I think it's wonderful that Castaldis are so generous. But them making a conditional gift, if we accept the conditional gift upon those conditions, then we can directly contract without bidding out any kind of artwork with who the Warsaw Arts Commission chose. If they could just speak a little bit about who they've chosen and why, I think that would be beneficial.
During our committee meetings, we had decided that we wanted to work on a virtual art tour as far as that, or art tour, a trail. And at that time, we reached out to the Fort Wayne Arts area, and they were collecting artwork for a project that they were doing. And Osman was a part of this. We really liked his design, so we actually reached out to him. He was willing to meet with us. We've talked with him on the phone and presented us with what he had put into the Fort Wayne show or to generate the art. Then he also, as we got to talking to him a little bit more, we talked about our plan for the virtual art trail. And he actually went about designing another piece for us personally that was kind of meeting Warsaw. And so we're really excited. It's a really neat piece, and we're excited to add it to the park down there. So this will be our second installation in that area then.
And the artist feels like he can have it completed within that deadline.
Yes.
He wants to get it done before it's cold.
I bet.
Jeremy, does that work with the city's timeframe, at October 31st?
I mean, we've been working on this project is 4 years in the making, obviously, so it's been a long project to get from point A to point B. The advertisements for the plaza start Monday, so the advertisement for the bid for the plaza goes out into the paper Monday. We hope to award the project June 21st, I think is what we're targeting, so they would have a notice to proceed. Obviously, until we bid it out, until it's awarded, until we talk to the contractor on the time frame, we're hoping that's the target date we have given him, that we're hoping it will be ready to be placed. So that's what we're going to shoot for, and we'll work with him throughout the process if that changes, to change those timelines. But for now, that's the target we're shooting for.
Okay. The 150,000 coming here, it won't cause any trouble for them with just who gets the you know what I'm saying?
No, so under the terms of the grant agreement, there's a recommendation made by the Warsaw City Arts,
Warsaw Public Arts Commission.
Okay.
Warsaw Public Arts Commission,
Okay.
and as long as the city follows the recommendation of the Warsaw Public Arts Commission, which they're recommending this particular sculpture, then it meets,
Regardless of amount.
correct.
Right, regardless of amount. Okay, that would have been my layman's question. Okay, good,
Well, the artist is restricted to the 150,000.
good. Thank you. Yeah, great. Thank you very much. Any other comments?
Would like to get a picture of a check with you when we're ready, after you accept the agreement.
Okay. What specific action are you wanting us to do here then?
Well, first we need to approve the grant and accept the grant. And then we need to, after accepting the grant, approve contracting with the artist to produce the work.
Okay.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the acceptance of the grant.
I'll second that. Any other comments, questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you.
And then the contract is a contract not to exceed $150,000 with the artist to produce that and install it under the timeline of October 31st. So we need a motion to approve the contract.
So moved for your statement.
I'll second that. Any other comments, questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Did you
Picture?
break the meeting to do the picture now, or you want to wait till after?
That way they don't have to wait to do it real quickly. Is that okay with you, Lynn?
Fine with me,
Okay.
that's what you want to do.
All right, we'll take a moment to get this photo. Does my hair look okay? Do you want me in
It
on
looks
this? Okay, good. George, come on. Jeremy, I think, and
Justin.
Justin.
Do you guys want to do it over there?
Yeah, good idea. Let's do,
Or something?
would that be okay? Is that okay with you? Thanks for your patience. Oh, good. Process on that. Right, okay, good.
Do we want to sit
Stand next to.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Not hopefully.
Scott, thanks for, Lynn, thanks you guys for your help with that.
No, I think it's really cool
Yeah.
that they're doing that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. Looks like we have, is it Osman?
That's what we just
We
approved.
got that. Fire, okay, so we're at fire. Chief Wilson? Thank you, sir.
So, presented to Warsaw Wayne Fire Territory Board, our last meeting, and then presented to you today. We're wanting to move into an agreement with what's called First Do Size Up. This is a computer-based program that's internet-based that simply when we're dispatched to a location, when the guys get in the front seat of the engine, or the battalion's in the vehicle, or wherever our iPads are at, it'll be up on the screen. It's like what law enforcement uses that tells them what's going on in their community, where the units are going. But this is a pre-incident planning program that we're going from old-style paper files to an internet-based program that actually ties into the assessor's office, into central dispatch, into GPS, into Google Maps, and we can actually see the footprint of the building we're going to while we're responding to it. When the guys go on tour for pre-incident planning, they will be able to put all the information about the building in, like City Hall, where the elevators are,
Right.
the school system, where all the elevators are, what layer is on each floor, occupant types, where hazards are. All of that is at their fingertips on the screen, ready for them when they're responding. It's an item that's required by ISO to be able to do pre-incident planning. This is a state-of-the-art program that we have looked at. value of it, as you see what the first year is. The continuation is about 5,200 a year. We'll budget that into our operating budget. It's also going to replace a couple other programs that we're currently using. So the funds that we're putting out for Active 911 will be brought back and it will be towards this product. So it's a time-saving tool. It's an ISO rating tool to help us with our next step towards ISO. Gives everything to these officers and firefighters at their fingertips. It allows me at an incident command location or a large-scale exercise to be able to determine where we need to evacuate, the items that are involved in the evacuation. It's a good tool. We looked into quite a few, and this is the best that we can find.
And again, it's not only, like I'm thinking of the school, that major health incident a few years ago. Where's door 10 or what?
Exactly.
You'll be able
All
to do that. That was a
is-
big deal.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
So all that's put right into the program as the guys are out.
Okay.
Footprinting, photographs, we can download maps into it. Yeah, it's,
Okay.
All approved by the fire territory.
Yeah, I
yes.
saw that.
So based on that and your recommendation, I'll move we approve the agreement.
I'll second that. Any other comments, chief, or? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Plan Department. Thanks, Jeremy.
Yes, you have before you a change order request. Originally, what I submitted was change order 4 and 5. But on the change order that I assumed was 5, it actually said 6. And I tried to get clarification from the engineers and was not able to. So what I would like to do today is just for you to approve change order 4. And then once I have clarification on whether the change order she's presenting me with was 5 or 6, or if there's another change order number 5 that I don't have, I'll come back to the board at a later date. But change order 4, we can go ahead and approve. It replaces the subgrade treatment from IB to IC. It doesn't result in any increase. It's just a technical term between NDOT contracts that would have to be modified. And this is for the Market Street project.
So only action on item number 4.
That's correct.
That's it, okay.
I'll move we approve change order number 4.
I'll second that motion. Jeremy, any other comments? You okay?
Nope,
Good?
it's good.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it, thank you. Jeremy?
The second is a payment application for construction engineering on Market Street. Obviously, it's part of our NDOT requirement to have a construction engineering firm oversee the construction of the project, and this is that contract that was signed early last year. The payment application you have before you is for $19,508.19, and this is application number 4, pay app number 4 on this project.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second that. All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Excuse
And-
me, can we go
Yep.
back to the previous item? Did you approve both change orders 4 and 5?
No, only item number 4.
Just
He
number
is-
4.
He has asked that no action be taken on number 5. So only number 4.
All right, thank you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Conversation.
Thanks, Lynn, for keeping an eye on us. Okay, Jeremy, thanks.
The second, or the third, is a payment application for the Airport Industrial Park Sewer Project. This is pay application number 2. This is a redevelopment project that was gone through the redevelopment authority. The redevelopment authority has granted the Board of Works the approval process for payment applications. So you have that second payment application before you in the amount of $520,074.27. This contract and the work being completed is being overseen by Westler, and they have signed the payment application certifying that the work has been completed based on what they're asking for payment.
Okay.
I'll move to approve the pay application.
Second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Chief?
Okay, we're just, the police department, since we've obtained the department-issued mobile device, we'd now like to follow through with the purchase of additional One Solution Freedom application software purchase. It is a part of our current countywide data management system, which is Central Square Technologies. We're looking to purchase 13 additional licenses, so we already have, I believe, 27, so this will put us at 40 licenses. That's a $5,200 one-time fee, and then there'll be an annual maintenance for those specific 13 licenses of currently $1,040 annually. Those will be installed. The application is actually already installed on the phones, or on the mobile device. We're just waiting for the purchase of the license, and then we'll have those up and running.
Update us again on the Freedom application, what is,
It basically just allows our current police software that's both in-house at the police department and in our in-car computers or in-car tablets. But this is what we call the MCT RMS you hear it referred to, but allows us to run NCIC, IDAX records. So basically takes all the information that we would have inside the police department or in our cars now in the palm of our hand.
really?
And to be able to, actually even see calls for service currently, just
Right.
all the data, all the management that's currently countywide.
And the 5,200 activates those 13 additional,
Correct.
okay. And then for all of them, it'll be just over 1,000 maintenance, or is that just for the 13? This will
That's
be
just for the 13.
The 13, you're
The-
just putting them into play.
The original 27 licenses we've
Okay.
had since, we've had them back to when we actually had department phones before, but we really didn't take full use of those licenses.
Okay.
So we've been, Angela Howard, our systems administrator, has been working with Bob Momar at the county, and those licenses are already paid for. The annual fee will have to be discussed because we've not been asked to make that, to pay for those, because I'm not sure if that was part of the original package deal, but that is something that we'll have to approach as we go into the next budget year.
Right. Okay, thank you. Any questions, George?
No, I'll move. We approve the agreement with Central Square.
I'll second that motion. Any other comments, Chief? You all right? Good? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
James, thank you. You have several here, I think. Yep.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm here on behalf of Brian. He's unable to be here today, so I'm carrying these action items to you. The first one is a change order that changes the contract amount for what we're identifying as the small diameter number 1 contract. There had been a change order on this project prior. I'm going to give a little background information on these, so we've got it all in the minutes. When we bid the 3 lining contracts that are all being funded by state revolving fund, those prices came in significantly lower than we had funds available. So we put out a 4th contract.
Remember that.
Right, and we worked with State Revolving Fund, that organization, and they allowed us to have an undistributed change order of 20%. From a dollar standpoint, the funds were available. So our engineers, we changed ordered this contract, and that's the first item you see there, that's $662,000. That was, we had more than enough work to do, so we changed ordered the contract amount by that 20%, and then we have been working with the contractors to spend that additional 20%. This change order that's in front of you currently is unforeseen. When we got into some of the pipe, the lining company says, I can't put a liner in this pipe until somebody goes down and fixes this problem. These were unforeseen costs. This change order will bring the overall contract amount up to a 32% over the awarded amount. But 12% of that is documented unforeseen activities. We have vetted this with the SRF funding agency, and they've approved this work if you approve the change order. So from a State Board of Accounts standpoint, we've got documentation to show we hadn't foreseen this work. So we're over the 20% limit, but our understanding of the statute, as long as we can document why we saw it was unforeseen, those dollars are pulled away from that 20% cap. So this change order for $389,718.43 activities.
So just to be clear, that first 20% was additional work, not additional cost. It was more work that was able to be done.
Because we had the funds available and the pricing came in. We had requested a $10 million bond from SRF, and the pricing came in so low, we were able to up 3 of the 4 contracts by the 20% up front, and still we're under the $10 million that we had asked for. And the city, the utility wants to utilize those funds because they are cost-effective loans, and we had like $15 million worth of repairs to do that we had identified in our research. That additional work was just going to have to happen under regular maintenance activities across time. So we wanted to capitalize the work we knew we had to do within this bond. And that's where the 20% came from to begin with. And then once we had those reaches of pipe that says we want to line those reaches, when the contractor got in, it says, I can't do the work until you do some additional work. And that's what these dollars are.
That's what that almost 400,000 is.
Yes.
Right. I do remember a majority of the council, or all of us, were in favor of taking action on this. I just want to make sure, Lynn, what you are hearing, is this what?
I talked with Brian briefly about it yesterday, and for my records, I'd like to see a letter from either SRF or you, James, so we can attach with them minutes. So
Absolutely.
we have it all square.
Lynn, would you be comfortable with us taking action on this without
Yes.
that letter? You
Yes.
are?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I know where James works.
Okay. Any other comments, James, on this?
Nope, this is a
No?
request to approve the change order.
George, any questions, or?
No, just as long as he follows up with what Lynn wants, and it seems like the city attorney's okay with it, so I'll move we approve the change order.
Second, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you, James.
Okay?
Number
The next
8.
action item is a similar contract. This is called the large diameter. And the dollar amounts on this one, again, were unforeseen. This contract's going to go over by approximately,
20.
I think it's 1%. The change order amount that's here, the 27,930, were unforeseen activities.
Okay.
So just like the last one. And the consultants that we're working with can document with paperwork that these were unforeseen. Okay. And this too has been vetted through State Revolving Fund, and they're okay with payment of these requests.
Lynn, any comments or requests from you?
No.
No.
I'll move to approve the change order as presented.
Second. Any other comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thanks, James.
Okay, this third item was to be a change order to modify time because of some of the extra work we're doing. I'm asking that be tabled. Contractor failed to get to us the right paperwork, so we'll take action on this at the next meeting.
Okay. George, would
I'll
you?
move we table the request.
Second. All those in favor of tabling, please say aye. Aye. Thank you, James. Special claims. Lynn, you have
Yeah.
a list here. Help us out with this.
This is for the lease payment to Old National Bank for the radio equipment that was purchased last year for street department, wastewater, aviation, cemetery, park, police, and somebody else. I think it's cemetery. I might have already said that. I can't tell by the VIN number off the top of my head. So the payment's due June 1st.
And the total of all 7 is 132, 188, 96.
Yeah, it's our second lease payment, and then next year we'll have one more, and
Okay.
we'll be done.
You good with that, George?
I am. I'll move we approve the special claims as presented.
Second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thanks, Lynn. And then claims docket. George?
Yeah.
To see. I'm sorry.
George had some, yes, a
Yeah.
question.
Doesn't sound like it loaded
I
up.
didn't think I saw this on the end. Okay, that looks like what yeah, I'm okay with that. So I'll move, we approve the claims docket.
Second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, Lynn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any other item? Any comments from the public? Hi, Jerry. Yeah. George?
Councilwoman
Dobbins?
Dobbins came in before the meeting and wanted to ask about if there's a street closure, if we have in that agreement, we have a way to contact people if someone wants to do that around where they're at. And I just told her I'd bring that up. So, you know that? Do you know, Stacy, whether?
Yes.
Like, is there a mechanism where, if we have a street closure, this street right here, the tenants and stuff like that are made aware of it? And I just said I'd ask. She said she would volunteer to do it on something on her street, so I told her I'd bring that to her.
Might be something you want to look into with the application. That's been great, and maybe protocol that we do. That might be a good. So in other words, I'm a tenant or I'm business owner A.
Right.
And the street is going to close in 6 weeks. I would be warned of that.
Right.
Okay. Either through the people having the event or the city. Good. Yeah, your help with that would be appreciated. Thanks, Stacy. Anything else, George?
I don't think so.
Nothing from the public, department heads? Hope that you, okay, go ahead.
I'll move we adjourn.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We've adjourned. Thank you very much. I hope that you have a good weekend. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Good. We need to sign some things. Thanks,
God, have a good day. Staying around here. Well done.